Hey YouTube, this is Primetime Pokemon. In this video, I'll be doing some Pokemon TCG online gameplay. I'll be battling with a Pikachu and Zekrom GX deck. Now the exact deck I'm battling with in this video placed 5th at this past weekend's Denver Regional Championships. It was used by Andrew Mahone. I have had lots of fun preparing for this video with this particular deck. I've actually won almost every battle, so I'm hoping that my good luck streak and my winning streak will continue with this video. So here's a look at the deck checklist on the online TCG. General strategy with this deck is to get as many energy into play as quickly as possible. You can actually win the game very quickly if you're able to attack with Zapdos turn 1 and then combine it with Electropower. The main attacker in this deck would be the Tag Team GX. Both attacks on this card can do major damage, and they can both do additional things when attacking. Of course, things like Tapu Koko Prism Star can accelerate energy into play. Same goes for Rayquaza GX. And then Tapu Koko GX is a great card to use because of its ability. You can quickly attach energy to Tapu Koko GX and use its GX attack. Other than that, some of the trainer cards involved in this deck help move energy around. And then I really like the inclusion of Thunder Mountain Prism Star. The attacks of lightning type Pokemon's attacks cost 1 lightning energy less. So that Zapdos that I showed earlier can essentially attack for free. 11 total lightning energy cards are used in this deck. This deck is weak to fighting type decks, and the one deck that I've lost to so far with this deck is a spread attack type deck. They spread damage around and then they used a Tapu Lele to move that damage around and knock out some of my GX Pokemon. So let's head on over to Versus, see what's out there to battle. So my win streak is no longer at, I think it was at 7 or 8. My most recent battle was with that spread attack type deck that I lost. I really do enjoy playing with this deck because of the Pikachu and Zekrom GX. Using its GX attack, it can potentially get 4 or 5 prize cards in one attack. Let's go tails here for the coin flip. I did lose it. That isn't always bad with this particular deck if you're able to get Zapdos out there. Looks like I'll have to put out one of the Tag Team GX. Get Zeraora GX on the bench and retreat Pokemon for free with a lightning energy attached to them. So this is probably a Lycanroc-Zoroark GX deck, which will be a problem. As you can see, this card is weak to fighting type Pokemon. Let's see what my opponent can do. Otherwise, and there is the Rockruff like I was thinking. So they know they want to get the Lycanroc set up as quickly as possible. Now, if I was able to get Zapdos on my bench and then also have a Guzma, I could quickly knock out the Rockruff. That would be the best strategy going forward. Knocking out Rockruff before they can evolve into Lycanroc GX. My opponent has a very good starting hand. 2 copies of Marshadow in this deck, so I can let loose on my opponent. There's a Ditto Prism Star. They might be using a Alolan Muck in this deck. So there's a Marshadow I could let loose. I might want to actually get both of these energy cards into the discard pile. I think that's what I'm going to do. Let's do that. And then I can put Zapdos on the bench, and I'm going to use Let Loose, hoping for something good, like a supporter to draw more cards. That will get the hand size of my opponents down. Plus, if they're playing the Alolan Muck, there's Lily, so it worked out. Plus, I was able to get Zeraora. Now I could attach the lightning energy to my active. I'm going to put Zeraora GX on the bench. And then I'm going to use Lily for 7 cards. So there is a Guzma, there's an Electropower. I was hoping for an energy switch. I just have the multi-switch, will not help me at all. But I can use Order Pad and hopefully get a heads. Did get a head, so then I can use the energy switch if I'd like. I can actually go like this. Retreat for the Zapdos, and then I can switch, or I could use the multi-switch. Let me use the multi-switch, and then I can knock out the Zeraora. So it was a little bit of a misplay there. That's okay, still get the knockout. It is nice this Zapdos is resistant to fighting type Pokemon, but they can either use Bloodthirsty Eyes and switch up whatever they'd like of my Pokemon, or use Guzma. They might not have much in their hand because I used Let Loose. If I was able to get the Thunder Mountain Prism Star out, I could do 150 damage right away with Pikachu and Zekrom. I am going to have to be careful. I don't know if I'll be able to use the GX attack and do an additional 170 damage. They were not able to attack at all. What I think I'm going to do is I'm going to Guzma up something. I'm going to go like this. Guzma up the Rockruff. And then I'll be able to retreat this Tag Team GX for free. Put back the Zapdos. And then knock out the Rockruff. It will do 80 damage. I don't think I really need to do anything else. The reason that Rayquaza GX is in this deck is for Stormy Winds, potentially get another energy into play. That would be useful. I actually think I might do that. Get another energy into play. I'm going to hold off. I can do that next turn if I'd like. So I'll just get the knockout here. 2 Electropower, so should be able to do a fair amount of damage with Pikachu and Zekrom. Knock out a Zoroark GX in one attack. They want to get the Lucario GX set up. It can do major damage when it evolves from Riolu that same turn. So there's another Rockruff. I do have 2 Guzma in this deck, actually 3 Guzma. So I could go and get another Guzma with the Tapu Lele. That is probably what I'm going to do. I do not want them to be able to use the Lycanroc GX. So I am going to do that. I'm going to use Tapu Lele. Yes, go and get a Guzma. I should have at least one. I have both left in the deck. Did not prize one. So let's Guzma up the Rockruff. There we go. Retreat. Like so. Get another energy into play. And then, and at this point, if my opponent had more energy attached, I could quickly put in Tapu Koko GX. But I'll just get the knockout here. Only getting 1 prize card at a time. There's an energy switch. I would need a lot more energy. I need 5 energy, I believe, in play to be able to do the additional damage with Pikachu and Zekrom. Maybe 6 still. Thunder Mountain Prism Star might not help this Tag Bolt GX. There is the Alolan Grimer, so they are trying to get Alolan Muck out there. And there's a Lycanroc GX. Take a look at it. They put out the Pikachu and Zekrom. They might be able to knock out... Ooh, they are going to go and get the Lucario GX. They're using Pokemon Communication. So they will be able to get 3 prize cards right here. 120, it does the perfect amount of damage. And that is disappointing. So there's the knockout. 240. Still can't do very much. I'm going to have to put out this one. At this point, I need the other Pikachu and Zekrom GX. Here, Lycanroc GX would need the 2 energy cards, so if they had a counter energy, if I knock out the Lucario GX, that would do it. I don't have any energy in hand. Is it worth it to use Full Voltage GX? I think it is, because it searches the discard pile. I just need that other Pikachu and Zekrom GX. So I think I am going to use another Marshadow Let Loose. I am going to go like this, just to be safe. Go like that. What is the most damage that Zapdos can do? Right now it does 110 plus another 60. That's not enough to knock out there. So I am going to energy switch it onto the Zeraora, just so I can retreat it for free. And then I am going to use Marshadow Let Loose. That's fine. There's a nest ball, so I can go and get the final Pikachu and Zekrom GX, which might be the nail in the coffin for myself. Let's go like that. Let's go like that. And then we can use Cynthia. Ooh, that would have been nice to get on the bench. Now, the issue with using Full Voltage GX would be that it'd take away the GX attack, and I'd only be able to do 180. I'd need an Electropower, which I can get there. So, does it make sense to do that? Let's see. I think so. Nope, it'll get the knockout there. So, let's use Order Pad, see what's there. Didn't get that one. I am going to use Full Voltage GX. That's fine. I wanted to try and use the GX attack on Pikachu and Zekrom. Let's go 1 and 2. And then 1 and 2. So now my Pokemon are set up. Unfortunately, my opponent may be able to knock out Zeraora with Lucario, potentially, because Zeraora is weak to fighting type Pokemon. Erica's Hospitality will work very nicely for me this coming turn. They're probably going to get the Alolan Mach to turn off the ability of Zeraora. So 160 it can do right now. I would need another Choice Band out there. There's a Zeraora GX, so they can use another trade. 3 prize cards left. If only I would have been able to set up the GX attack on this one. So I am going to have to try and retreat Zapdos. I really do not have any way to do it, unfortunately. I think I'm going to have to put an energy on here and then use Erica's Hospitality, which will give me a ton of new cards in my hand. No switch cards or anything. I could use Electropower. Might as well. That just increases the attacks by 30. Ultra Ball. It did hurt that I have 2 Marshadow on the bench. Next turn I'll be able to retreat Zapdos. Unless I draw into that 3rd Guzma. My opponent does not have any energy in their hand, I do not believe. And what kind of energy have they used? And there's a double colorless. They're going to be able to knock out these Zapdos. Lots of full art and secret rares in their deck. They're going to Lily for 4 cards. This deck that I'm facing is very good. Lycanroc-Zoroark. Definitely has an advantage over a lightning type deck like the one that I'm using. Still, my opponent really has nothing set up because I will be able to knock out the Zoroark. If I had a Rescue Stretcher in this deck, I could get it back. So what I'm going to do now is do 150 damage with full blitz, knock out the Zeraora GX. I didn't promote the Zeraora just because Zeraora can attack twice in a row. I could put down the Tapu Koko. That doesn't necessarily make any sense. Let's do this. I'm just going to go ahead and attack. That timer's coming up awfully quick. So it's going to come down to the wire. What can my opponent do? Can they knock out Pikachu and Zekrom GX or switch into something and knock it out? Lucario needs 2 fighting energy, and its GX attack really can't do anything. So I might have this game won. Only one Tapu Lele GX in the deck, so I couldn't go and get another Guzma. My opponent may scoop here, take the loss, a good start to this video. I'll try and get 3 battles overall, but maybe just 2 if they go a little bit longer. It seems like my opponent just didn't have enough energy to attack consistently. They're going to go and get... Are they going to be able to do it? Doesn't look like it. I think I have this one won. They could have got the Lucario GX, put an energy on it. They're going to use a counter gain. Uh-oh. Counter gain. That is not good. They still need another energy. I don't think they have it. They're playing awfully slow. And I did win. There we go. They would have needed another rainbow energy to be able to knock out the Pikachu and Zekrom GX. So there's a good win against a tough deck as well. So let's go to the second battle. Did get a pack of Forbidden Light. There's one game down. A pretty tough one. Would like to show off the GX attack on Pikachu and Zekrom GX. Pretty cool, knocking out potentially something like a Tapu Lele GX on my opponent's bench and getting 2 prize cards. 170 HP on Tapu Lele GX. Looking for opponent. That last game took about 17 minutes. It was a close one. Had to use a couple of more Marshadow than I like. Another fighting type deck. This may be an issue. Looks like a straight fighting type deck. Maybe something like Passimian? Oh boy, not a good start. Tapu Koko. It doesn't have a bad attack or an HP, but you want to use this for its ability. So Acerola, Escape Rope, straight fighting energy. Zapdos, like I showed earlier, is not weak to fighting type Pokemon. There's the Thunder Mountain Prism Star. Marshadow definitely helps. So this is a Buzzwole-GX deck. Uh-oh. I'm going to avoid putting out the Thunder Mountain for right now. My opponent is probably using Brooklet Hill, so they'll just quickly get rid of the Thunder Mountain. I'm not going to put that out there until I can actually attack. I could use Guzma and switch up the other Buzzwole. I am going to use Marshadow Let Loose just to try and get a better supporter in my hand. Didn't get it. Order Pad, might as well try it. There we go. I can go and get something like Mysterious Treasure or a Nest Ball or an Ultra Ball. Let's just do the Nest Ball. Get something out there. I'll get a Zapdos. is not weak to fighting type Pokemon. Let's call it good there. I could have also gotten something like Tapu Lele GX, or maybe something else. Zeraora GX could have been useful, but it is weak to fighting type Pokemon. There's a Diancie. So there's a weakness of 100. Didn't get the knockout yet. Well, I will be able to do a decent amount of damage on Buzzwole. Just a terrible start, so let's retreat this. And then I am going to use the Electropower. Get halfway there to knocking out Buzzwole-GX. Can't really utilize this card's ability, although it will get knocked out this coming turn. Is that correct? Yes. So is it worth it to just send it away? Choose 2 of your bench Pokemon and attach a lightning energy from your discard pile. Let's do it. I don't want it to get knocked out. There we are. And then I am going to use Thunderous Assault. This may be a quick game if I can't get anything set up. There's Acerola. Uh-oh. I should have went for that Tapu Lele right away. Gotten an Ultra Ball and went for Tapu Lele. There's a Guzma. I am going to use Guzma, put up the Diancie, and then retreat the Marshadow. Put another energy on there, and then use Thunderous Assault. Diancie has an ability on it, increasing fighting type Pokemon's attacks by 20. There's the Brooklet Hill that I knew they had in their deck. I'm thinking this is going to be a quick loss, just can't get anything set up. Like I said, the only way I could have done better would be to have gotten an Ultra Ball and then went for Tapu Lele, Lily, or Cynthia. But you never know. Might have dead drawn on that as well. There's another Rockruff. This should be a quick victory by my opponent. They can't attack. I'll get the knockout here. Potentially. Still can't. This can only do 10 damage. Boy. Take a look here. Brooklet Hill, I can't get anything anyways. I am going to just have to use Thunderous Assault. Just let my opponent have more time to get their Lycanroc GX set up. They can't get their Diancie out of their active spot though. Six cards in their hand. They should have cards they need or a way to get to them. It's pretty much game over on my part though. There's another Acerola. They'll get rid of the Diancie, put it back down, and then they'll just knock out my Zapdos with the Buzzwole. I could easily scoop here. All I have left is Marshadow. So put out the Marshadow. If I don't get anything here, Knuckle Impact. This Pokemon can't attack during your next turn. So I will just pass and then see what my opponent can do. They can't use Guzma. They might just pass back to me. Or if they have Switch, they could use that. My opponent is thinking, not exactly sure what to do. They're just hoping that I scoop, which I probably will. Unless I draw into a supporter here, just stuck on what I can do. And that is why I like battling best of 3. That way, if you have a bad hand like I've had all game this game, the better player is going to prevail over a longer series. Not exactly sure what my opponent is doing. They are going to retreat. Are they going to attach an energy? They are. And then just use Jet Punch, and there is the win. So it took them a long time to try and figure out how to win the game. Let's go for one more. Hopefully not a fighting type deck. Hadn't played many fighting type decks before this video, and there's another fighting type deck. What a surprise. Another Zeraora Lycanroc GX deck, potentially, which is disappointing. But I was able to defeat one. They even have fighting type sleeves. Zeraora in the active. Good way to start. Done. Could put out the Rayquaza GX with Mysterious Treasure. So they're using Tapu Koko. Free retreat cost on this card. It also can spread damage around. There's Slugma. They're using Magcargo to stack their deck. So they certainly have Zoroark GX. There's a Judge Whistle. Nest Ball, I would guess to go and get a Zeraora. Nope, this is a Passimian deck as well. So the more Passimian a player has, the more damage it can do. I am getting Judged right away. Nest Ball and Ultra Ball. Plus the Pikachu and Zekrom. Should I put it out there, though? That is the problem. Passimian, what did they put on here? A Counter Energy. Electropower, Ultra Ball. You know what? I'm not going to mess around this game. I am going to get rid of this and this. Go get a Tapu Lele and then get Lily. I don't want to have nothing in my hand every single turn. So I am going to go and get Lily. Put the Lightning Energy on Zeraora. And then Lily for 7. Not too much there, unfortunately. Could try and get something set up on the bench. There we are. Probably going to go and get the Nest Ball and then put down Zapdos. That is what I would like to do. Also would really like an energy switch. So let's get a Nest Ball. Don't have any, do I? That is unfortunate. So we'll just put an energy switch into our hand. I don't have any energy here. 2 Nest Ball, 1 must be prized. Could put out the Viridian Forest. That doesn't make any sense. I'm going to have to pass. I can't attack anyways. No energy to move from my discard. My opponent wants to get more Passimian set up on their bench. If I was able to get more energy into the discard, I could quickly get them on Pikachu and Zekrom. There's another Passimian. Increases Passimian's attacks by 30. So it can do a significant amount of damage already on Zeraora GX. I don't know why they're doing that. There's Shrine of Punishment. I have Viridian Forest in my hand to get rid of that. They may be using something like a Tapu Lele. Am I going to get judged again? Probably later. So let's get the Viridian Forest out of there. Could use the energy switch to retreat the Tapu Lele. That doesn't make as much sense. Would really like to get the Zapdos out there. I'm going to bet that I'm going to be able to get Zapdos out there. Should get the knockout like that. Let's do energy switch. Put it on there so I can retreat it for free. Now on this Cynthia, I'm hoping to get Zapdos or an Ultra Ball and an Energy. There's an Ultra Ball, so I can go and get Zapdos if I didn't prize it. So, I'm going to get rid of the multi-switch. Zapdos, there it is. The counter energy will come into play then with Passimian. Let's do that, and retreat. And get the knockout. Let's get the other nest ball. Nope, an energy switch, that's useful. 2 energy in play right now. That Rayquaza GX is in the discard. Haven't used that at all this video. Resistant to fighting type Pokemon, Zapdos is. They're going to try and add damage to my GX. Here, if I had an Electropower, I could knock out the Passimian. Same goes for that one. Would like to knock out the Slugma. So I think I am going to actually do that. Knock out the Slugma. Just like so. Treat. I am going to get an energy on Zeraora just in case. And knock out the Slugma. There's a lightning type energy. Would love to build a deck in real life with these holofoil energy cards. I have enough in my collection. I just need to find them. Continuously adding that damage to the Tapu Lele. Now I can use the Cynthia. Won't be able to knock out. Let's see. I'm actually going to put an energy on Zeraora. And then if I draw into the Thunder Mountain Prism Star, I can do 160 and knock out the Passimian. See how it goes. So there's a Tapu Koko Prism Star. So that actually worked out. Before I do that, do I have any energy here? No. So I need to discard something. I could go and get a Mysterious Treasure. If it is not prized, I have to get a heads here though. That will not happen. Well, I am going to put this down. I'm going to save that for now. Let's do this. I'm just going to use an Electropower and then do 40 damage with Zapdos. There's Shrine of Punishment. Would like to get that Thunder Mountain Prism Star into my hand pretty quickly. 30 more damage to Tapu Lele. Starting to add up. There's another Electropower. I'm going to get an energy on here. Put down the Tapu Koko. And then I'm going to just Lily. 5 cards. There's the Mysterious Treasure that I wanted. 2 energy over here, so I could use Tapu Koko GX. I think I'm actually going to do that. Get 3 energy onto Tapu Koko. Let's do 1, 2, and 3. Call that good. Get the knockout there. And then, that is all I'm going to do. Sky High Claws, 130. And that could be the game. That Tapu Koko GX is a great card to have. I was actually battling against this deck and thought I was so close to winning. Was down to 1 prize card remaining. My opponent pulled out the Tapu Koko GX and then got the 2 remaining prize cards that they needed. Let's see, they're going to nest ball up something. Another Passimian, what a surprise. There's a Tapu Koko and another Passimian. Passimian is one deck that I have not played with before. it has had some decent success out there. They're going to fling onto the Tapu Lele GX again. Nope, they're going to use Team Play. So they could get the knockout. Let's see what I can do. I have a lot of energy in play. I might just knock out the Tapu Koko, the Passimian, with my Tapu Koko GX. That is probably the move to make. I could also just retreat this and get the knockout with Zapdos. That is what I'm going to do. Retreat for Zapdos, use an Electropower, and then get the knockout. That way, my opponent can't knock out Tapu Koko GX this turn. Desperately need a Stadium card, however, otherwise my opponent could end up winning. There is the Magical Swap Tapu Lele as well. Right now there's, what, 290 damage. So I don't believe they can get all 6 prize cards right here. It might be a little too late for their strategy. Let's see. They should be able to get 4 prize cards right here. I should be able to knock out the Tapu Lele this coming turn, and then I'd have 1 prize card left. They'd have 2. I just have to be careful. Passimian. They don't have any attackers out there. And they are knocking out the correct GX because Tapu Koko GX is not weak to fighting type. And they're going to actually use Shrine of Punishment to knock out the Tapu Koko. I would assume they're going to do that for both. They actually won't be able to knock out both Zeraora and Tapu Koko GX. So I think it's a little bit too late for my opponent. There is a Fairy type one for Tapu Lele as well that can move damage around. That is the deck that I did lose to with this particular deck, one that had the Fairy type Tapu Lele. There's the knockout. 2 prize cards my opponent gets. And then I will move up the Zeraora and attack more than likely. Is there any way that I can do anything else? Probably not. I have an Electropower. If I had Guzma, how many Guzma have I used so far? 1 Guzma. That is probably what I'm going to do. I have 1 Tapu Lele. Hopefully the other one is not prized. Should have taken a look. But let's get rid of the Mysterious Treasure and the Choice Band. Do I have Tapu Lele? I do not. I could use Marshadow. I'll at least get that. I will have enough energy on Zeraora. They only need to do 50 damage there. Let's see. Boy, oh boy. I could Marshadow let loose and try and get Guzma. That might be the best opportunity. I am going to use Marshadow let loose. Get the Guzma is what I'm hoping for. Oh, so close. 3 supporters, none Guzma. So I'm going to use the Erica's Hospitality. Should get Guzma there. I will be able to knock out the Tapu Lele. I just don't have another attacker after the Zeraora. So let's use Erica's Hospitality. There is the Guzma I was hoping for. Put an energy there. Retreat. Get the knockout. And then go down to 1 prize card. My opponent should be able to knock out Zeraora. Well, I guess my opponent really doesn't have any other attackers. So unless they have an Electropower or a counter energy in hand with an attacking Passimian, I might be able to just win the game with Zeraora. There's the Magcargo, so they can get whatever they'd like on the top of their deck, but then really no way to draw it into their hand unless their last card in their hand would be Lily or a Professor Kukui. Smooth Over just puts whatever card they want on the top of their deck. And of course it is Lily. So I can do 80 damage. I do not have an Electropower. The lowest HP over here would be Magcargo. They're using what? Rescue Stretcher to get 3 of those cards back into their deck. Probably have an Ultra Ball now or a Nest Ball. There is the there is the Knockout. So this is a tight one. I need an Electropower. I do have 4 in my deck. How many have I used? All 4. So I'm not going to be able to do anything there. Another way to attack, I could use Mach Bolt. I need 3 energy cards on there. I can get 3 energy cards into my hand. Oh man. I should be able to do it, I think. So I'm going to go like this. Dance of the Ancients. This one. And this one. There we are. And then I can attach here, use an energy switch. There. And then I can use Guzma and then Guzma up whatever I'd like of my opponents. Let's do the Magcargo, Zeraora, and that would be game. So there's a luck. There it is. My opponent just scooped. So 2-1 overall with this deck. Pretty funny, actually, that I faced 3 fighting type decks when I hadn't really faced any fighting type decks in the past when I was battling with this deck. But there is a look at the Pikachu and Zekrom GX deck, the 5th place deck from the Denver Regional Championships. That was used by Andrew Mahone. So I can take a look at the deck checklist again. Would have liked to have used the GX attack on Pikachu and Zekrom GX. Was not able to. But wanted to avoid that tag team GX against those fighting type decks. So that will conclude this video. Thanks everyone for watching. As always, before you go, make sure to check out all the links in the description of this video, including links to my blog, Facebook, and Twitter pages. So thanks everyone for watching, and stay tuned for more videos. Thank you.